Then defense. So we were talking about unmarking. So marking. Here there are very important ones, right? Okay. Marking is the one, right? To mark. Retreat. Very important. You have to teach your team how to retreat after losing ball. Not saying, hey guys, when you lose the ball, everyone back. No. First of all, when you lose the ball, what is the first thing you have to do?
Try to win it back to the first attacker.
Pressure. And who has to pressure? The closest one. So he's temporizing, or she's temporizing, the time that is goal to make a good retreat and to occupy those areas that might the other team use in superiority, because we are all beyond the ball. See? Importante, eh? Important. Okay, coverage. Do we know what is a coverage?
If first player pressures, the second player just covers, just in case that player gets beat.
Una cobertura. Yeah, I mean, someone goes out from its zone and someone occupies that zone. That space is a coverage. So I let you do your stuff because your zone is protected. ¿Vale? Change. In Spanish, we call that permuta. Okay? This is a very important one. I mean, example. A wing goes running that makes the center back go out from his zone to try to neutralize that ball. And very out of that zone. And the fullback, the right fullback, ours was up, was very up, was very high. That fullback has two options. One, going to help and make a 2v1. But tactically, the right one, what it is? Okay, that's an exchange because it's not my role. I'm a fullback, but all of a sudden, I'm a center back because I have to maintain the line. So always it's priority to maintain your draw. If you're 4-4-2, either the right back in one moment is a striker, maybe, or the striker has to go back as a midfielder because the striker is still after a play, so we have to maintain that your formation because for you it's priority. And to do that, you need to teach them what is an exchange. It's very important. ¿Vale? Yes? Okay. Again, permanent supports. Also, we're talking about helping also in defense. My teammate needs help because we're pressuring and support him. All right? Overlap, also the same in defense. The tackle, we know it's a tackle. Yes, right. The timings, okay, the coordination with it. The judge, you see? You got it. Huh? And as I told you, the vigilance also. Anticipation. When you see a center back making a good anticipation, sign him. Sign him. Remember that. Because this is the most important principle for me in defense. To anticipate what is going to happen. You know how many things you're going to avoid? A foul, a penalty, a yellow card, whatever. So this is something that you have to watch a lot in your players, okay? Or trying to teach them. Interception. What is an interception? I mean, what do you mean to do an interception? Okay, it's to occupy the lines of pass. That's an interception. Try to guess where the ball is going to be, but for someone that is behind you. So the communication is very important. So go to the right, you don't know who's behind you, but that pass from your teammate that is watching what's going to happen, you're going to intercept it. Okay? It's very important. And one of the other one for me, most important, to work also is pressing. To press is very easy to say, very difficult to work. Right? We are used to do in the bench, all the coaches, when we think that our team requires to get the ball and from the bench, pressure, 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 press, and then you see your team like all running, and then all of a sudden you see that the ball goes and they score, and you say, I said pressure. Why didn't you get the ball? Because this is a very important principle to work. It's not pressure because I think that we have to pick up the ball. No, we have to think. First of all, we go here again. What kind of players I have? I mean, if my team is built to have the ball, probably your team is not going to be a very good pressure team. Probably, because you're going to realize that if you have a great technique, you have a very, very good technique team. It's not a perfect. It's a 90% that those players don't like to run, don't like to pressure. All right? If you have a team, let's see, any team from the bottom of the Premier League, you know what those teams are? Pressing. And you can see it when you watch every weekend at Premier League team, right? The other day, for example, Crystal Palace Southampton. When they lose the ball, it's everyone pressing in the area, in the correct area, and the correct players. So they recover the ball in the places that they want to. So that the pressing goes about that. First of all, which players you have, because maybe you don't need a pressing when you lose the ball. You need a retreat. That's what you have to decide. Am I good pressuring? No. Do I have the players? No. Okay, I'm going to teach them to make a retreat. Because they don't know. May I try to teach them? Try. But in professional areas, you already have to know what you're signing. Alright? You get the point? Okay. Good. Alright. Now this is very basic. I mean, it's what I was telling you before. The ability to solve a game, action, things that are required. I mean, it's always about, first of all, I have a perception of the play, perception of the situation. Alright? Then, after what I saw, what is going on? What's going to happen to me? Talk. First of all, I'm playing. You guys, I'm sure you're all players. When you're playing, the first thing of the situation is a perception of what's going on. For example, let's say that I'm a defender and someone is coming from the right. Right? I have a perception. On that perception, I put you an example. It's another wing that is coming to me with the ball. Carry on. You have 1 or 2 seconds that you have perception. You have the perception. What's going on after that? What do you do? What's happening to you after that?
Look for options. know what to do. Options.
You have to make a decision. You have to make and this is the point, the most important point of a player. The most. You can see, sometimes when you sign a player, you see someone that comes here, like this, those legs, and say, wow, what a player I signed. Wow, we're going to be champions with this player. You see that, and he's handsome also, and wow, 20 goals at least. What a striker I have. And then you go for the train, and he makes always bad decisions. On the other hand, you have a little one over there with the legs like this, and you say, I'm not going to count with this. For sure. And you see him, he always makes good decisions. The simple ones or not the simple ones. That's the player that's going to make you succeed. So, the decision making is a mechanism that you have inside of you that can be learned. It's not something, of course, that, for example, we were talking about the culture. If you're in Brazil and you have 4 years old and you play from the 24 hours that has the day, you play 16 hours soccer from when you're 4 years old. You're making decision, your decision making probably is going to be better than some kid that plays 3 hours, maybe a week. You understand that? Okay, but it doesn't mean that for that kid, probably the kids that you coach, how many hours can they play soccer? A week. Okay, 3. Besides that, you think that those kids, after that, they go home, they get the soccer ball, and they go in the neighborhood to play with them, no? Okay, so we have a problem. Because their mechanism when they get older is going to be poorer than the Brazilian. But you have to try to train and to make tasks to make them improve that. This is something that I already tell you that you have to do. Because you're going to help those kids on this. Hey, believe me or not, this is very important. The decision making. Okay? Finally, another thing. The execution. And you're going to think, okay, so you're telling me to work this, and what about this? Because if my decision is good, but I cannot make a pass because I do it like this, of course, you need a good execution. But after that, this is easier. I'll tell you something. I had a goalkeeper that in a game, I had to use it on the field. He never played for goalkeeper again. He's playing in second division in Spain as a player, as a midfielder. He had 10 out of 10 of this, 10 out of 10 of this, and he had 4 out of 10 of this. But we saw that he was above the other ones. He was a goalkeeper. It's something that the goalkeepers have, because they can watch the game and they understand the game. But because this is about understanding the game, not because trying to soccer is shooting, passing. No. You gotta understand the game in a global way, and goalkeepers have that. In this case, he had a bad execution. It was the easier part. Don't worry about when kids can pass the ball in a way. Well, you have to tell them, and you have to teach them the surfaces of the feet, how to position your body. This is important, very important. But these things are very important. But this, okay? Yes.